The UFC rankings are out, and it was an exciting international fight week. I'm Matt Parrino.
I'm Forrest Griffin. Let's get to it.
So the new rankings are out, and it is chaos in the rankings. You're going to head over to UFC.com,
Chaos.
check them all out.
Chaos.
To start off with, I'm going to get up on my soapbox here. I got to talk a little bit about Joanna Jedrzejczyk. She comes in at pound for pound, ranked number 9.
There's
This is
not much
ridiculous,
to her.
folks.
She's a $115. It's not a lot of pounds.
Don't care. Ridiculous. Number 9 in the world, pound for pound. She should be at least 6. 12-0 in the UFC, third title defense. Some people in the office have been talking about it. Pound for pound, maybe the best striker in the UFC. If you look at the top of the list, Jon Jones falls down 2 spots. We don't know what's in store for him, so maybe some voters kind of shine away from keeping him at the top spot. But number 1 is 125-pounder Demetrious Johnson. So what are you talking about, Forrest? Doesn't matter how much you weigh, it's pound for pound. It's if all things were equal. And Joanna Jedrzejczyk, 12-0, 3 title defenses.
Well, I mean, maybe she has some of the same problem that Demetrious Johnson has. There's almost no opponents that really push her. This fight was amazingly competitive for 2 rounds. You thought, oh, she might be in trouble. Claudia started to fade. Joanna picked it right up. She's a predator. She saw the weakness and she exploited it, and she looked great doing it.
He's wrong a lot, self-admittedly, so I'm gonna take this one and say Joanna is good there at number 6 in my rankings. Let's move on. So Jones falls 2 spots, DJ takes the number 1 spot, but then after that, I think it's a little murky. You got 2 veterans that have kind of revitalized their career. Dominic Cruz never really fell off. He was just out of action. That's a fight that we're probably looking to again. Cruz versus Dillashaw. I mean, do you see that one going any differently next time they meet?
I do. I could see it going differently. I tell you what, I watched that fight, as I often do watch fights for my own personal entertainment. But I can tell you there's not 2 to 15, however many numbers that is, there's not that much difference between the skill and talent of TJ Dillashaw and Dominic Cruz.
Daniel Cormier, he moves up 1 spot to number 6. I think he might be a little bit higher, I think maybe above Conor McGregor. Cormier has been great. He maybe didn't look so great against Anderson Silva, but he played it safe. And I wanted to ask you specifically, you talked at International Fight Week on one of your panels, the millions of panels you were on, about what it's like to be in there with Anderson Silva. And he can embarrass you. And do you think that's something that Cormier had in mind and wasn't willing to chance?
No, I think for him it was a three-day game plan. It was odd to me that he fought the exact same fight that, say his name.
Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar employed the same game plan against Mark Hunt, and people thought that was great. DC does it to Anderson Silva, as good a striker pound for pound as Mark Hunt. People are like, oh, why you do that? You should have stood with him. Stupid people, stop saying stupid things.
Eddie Alvarez, number 8, takes out RDA. Very impressive performance, but I think we're jumping the gun there a little bit with him.
Yeah.
It was a good performance. Talk about that first.
I mean, it was a good performance. He wasn't winning that fight until he was, but hey, that's why you watch MMA. You never know what's going to happen. Great job. Good to see, a champ from Philly. Something
that is happening on this pound for pound rankings that you're not seeing is a women's bantamweight amongst the ranks. And I think that's a good thing. He's down there, I'm up here. Okay, we're moving on. The last 3 times the title has changed hands and the winner has been placed in the pound for pound rankings. But Amanda Nunes takes out Miesha Tate. I like her being left off of this list. I don't know if she's done enough yet to be on that pound for pound list. Maybe Miesha was put there a little prematurely. Maybe Holly was as well. Ronda Rousey earned her spot on that over years and years and years, and I like the fact that Nunes is not on the list.
I agree. The things he said, they're right. They're correct. Don't argue with him.
Also, Amanda Nunes, new bantamweight champion. How amazing was that performance? I mean, have you ever seen anybody do something like that to Miesha Tate so dramatically and so quickly?
No. I did think it was funny that Brazil was without a champion for a full 12 hours before Amanda Nunes became the first female Brazilian champion in the UFC.
So, another Brazilian.
I feel like that's accurate.
That is. Another Brazilian champion, Jose Aldo, interim champion. Probably going to face Conor McGregor down the line. Number 5. Number 7. What do you think about that? I mean, is that the fight you want to see no matter what happens with Nate Diaz when they meet at 202?
So I actually paid attention to this one. Jose Aldo looked great, and he fought the way he usually fights, which is to kind of make the other guy come and then react and counter. And he usually picks the spots better. Against McGregor, maybe he was a little shaken, because I've never really seen him kind of charge in like that with an open shot, So I'm thinking that fight might be a little different the second time around.
As always, go to UFC.com for the complete rankings.
And feel free to leave questions, comments, concerns, maybe even criticism, but make it nice. Maybe your email address, home phone number, your address, your bank account numbers. Just leave a bunch of information and I will find you.